Hello, and welcome back to Melgar Media and another episode of Whatcha, watchin. Today we're going to talk about some announcements from some major studios as Cinemacon is popping off as we speak, the 25th through the 28th at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. And there's some really fun announcements, as most people have seen if you're into the movie industry. Ghostbusters 5 was Greenlit, which I'm excited about. So this will be a direct sequel to Afterlife, and I thought they did a really good job. The story was good. It was finally one of those franchises that did the handing off of the reins to a younger generation correctly. And I think that the original cast members, them holding off for so long to do a sequel, unfortunately, with one of the original cast members passing away, they still held off for a good reason, to have a good story to put out there, and I think that this was it. I think now with the success of that, they will be able to play a little bit more of a bigger role in the upcoming installment, but look forward to seeing Dan Aykroyd and the crew back. I mean, I thought that it was fun scares, same jokes along the lines of everything that came before it. I thought it was a really good direct sequel, directing by Jason Reitman, which is Ivan Reitman's son, who directed the first Ghostbusters that we all love. I just thought that it was great. Now, we shall see if everyone will be involved due to, Bill Murray going through some sort of issues right now, being accused of just not acting civil on set of his latest project, but it's Bill Murray. He's old school. Not saying that, things can get out of hand and you get a pass because you've been in the industry for so long, but I think that if he's just yelling obscenities and things like that, or being snarky, comes along with his territory. Anyway, moving forward, Sony also announced that Spider-Verse 2 and Spider-Verse 3 are pretty much getting filmed back to back, and they will be released within a year of each other, 2023 and 2024, with the second one being called, of course, Across the Spider-Verse, and the third one being called Beyond the Spider-Verse. And I'm sure we're going to get tons of cameo celebrity voiceovers. Oscar Isaac is taking over in a role, or not taking over, but he is starring in a role in this next installment. And I think that everyone they had so far is great. And eventually we will see a Miles Morales on the big screen. And I'll tell you what, I am really looking forward to the actor, because there's so much great talent out there. So it'll be really fun to see who they finally land on. And excuse me, frog in my throat. And see how they portray that on the big screen for all of us to enjoy. And I think that's just going to open up the Spider-Verse into ungodly sequels and spin-offs, and it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to also seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or Andrew Garfield, or Tobey Maguire, any of them mixing it up with these new younger versions or older versions. Who knows? I mean, the multiverse is wide open. We'll see how that goes in Doctor Strange next installment. And I see that they have been showing a lot of 15, 20 minutes of some of movies, like that new Lightyear movie. They showed like 20 minutes of that. They showed the first 15, 20 minutes of the Doctor Strange film. So people are getting to really dip their toes in and see what they're getting into, and kind of start judging it early. And I think that the movie industry is moving towards this way, to give a little bit more instead of just trailers, because of where the movie industry is right now. Theaters aren't doing so hot, so to try and attract people to go to the theatrical experience for these bigger projects, they're really trying to double down on giving you content without spoilers, which I think is smart. I'm for it. I haven't seen any of the not leaked footage, but footage put out there by the studios. But I'm excited to read some of these spoiler-free reviews of just that footage, and I think it's going to be beneficial in the long run. Sony also announced Venom 3 is greenlit, and Tom Hardy, as well as the director, will be returning for that installment. And who's to know where this is going to go? I think the first two weren't, overly amazing. I thought that they were okay. And I love Tom Hardy, so I'm always going to watch something that Tom Hardy is in. But I don't think that they were amazing. I think Sony tries really hard, but they miss the mark. It's just not as well curated as when Marvel does it themselves, and it sucks because you would wish that other studios could put their own little gleam on it and things like that, but it hasn't really panned out. So we shall see. And next announcement, Warner Brothers, big shocker, Batman Part 2 with Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson will be returning for the second, and I'm sure the third is not far behind. And there's a lot they can do with this. I thought the first installment was fantastic, and I am truly intrigued to see where this goes. The villains, I hope that they go a new route with the villains, which I think they will. A lot of fans have just been calling for less Joker or Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy that's coming up. There's so many villains within the Batman and superhero verse that crossed over into crazy realms that you can choose from some really cool, mysterious lore, and I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to get cast for all these crazy things. But expect big things from Warner Brothers, obviously holding that as their tent pole right now because it's just crushed, and when you got a good thing, you just go with it. Another thing I'm excited that I just saw was at Star Wars Celebration, which will be coming up on May 28th, a panel has been announced for a project called Tales of the Jedi. Wow. I think this is, as a kid, when you're first starting to watch Star Wars, and one of the biggest things that you get excited about is the Jedi. It's just so mysterious. There's like space wizards, but with tons of even bigger projected powers, and the way they think and the way they approach, like old knights of medieval times, but then philosophers, as well as just these really crazy entities in the universe. So with all of the actual stuff you can choose from, I'm sure they're going to, hopefully, Disney didn't do that well when it came to the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. But hopefully with all of the material they have to choose from, they can come up with some pretty good ideas and good stuff. And if they use stuff from the extended universe that is not canon, I'm okay with that. It would be great. There's some really cool stories of the Jedi from back then. But if they come up with some new stuff, I just hope that they follow George Lucas's outline and don't try to press too many agendas. You can do it all without making it seem forced. So we shall see what that's about when the panel gets up there and see who's involved. So get excited. Bing, bang, boom. And then the last thing that I'll talk about was Avatar. At Cinemacon, they talked about Avatar 2 and 3. Sorry, what? Don't get me wrong. James Cameron, phenomenal. Love him. But it's like, man, it's been like 40 years, it feels like, since the first one came out. And it doesn't matter how much work you put into it, trying to bring back that magic of, and it was something that hadn't been done before, but he's saying he's doing this underwater stuff that no one's seen, the camera angles and camera work, which, of course, if it comes out and blows my mind, I'll be the first to say, all right, hands up, that was phenomenal. Wow, he really did hold on to something and recreate the magic and make it sparkle, but it's been a long time coming, so I don't have my hopes or expectations too high. But they did talk about that, and they showed some images and here nor there. But thought I'd mention it. That's what my channel is about. And yeah, that being said, I'm not going to talk about anything I've been watching lately because it's just run on, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about a lot of the same shows over and over. And a lot of them aren't really holding up to my expectations of just being decent storylines. So I thought today I would just talk about announcements and we'll move forward from there. Hope that everyone's having a great day, great week, great month. Get ready for the summer. Get ready for good weather. Enjoy each other. Take care of each other. Smash a like. Smash that little bloop, 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 bloop like. And we'll talk to you soon. All right? Melgo Media out. Peace.